What's up YouTube, cardfight in Glasgow. Today I'm doing a deck review on a recently new deck I've built. Beyond, it's still extremely rough. I'm still building it as not as we're speaking right now, but it's still getting a bit of work done. But it is playable, but be warned, there are 2 proxies in the deck, and that's at the grade 3s, and the strides are still getting worked on. But nonetheless, I'll go over the deck. So I'm doing it on the Dimensional Enemy Police Dimensional Robo deck. I've not really played this type of DP deck before, but I thought, well, I've got some stuff. I might as well start building it for fun. This could change within a month, well, in the build, but I'm doing a deck review anyway on it. So the starters go Yusha. You choose 4 of your rear guards with D Robo in its name and put it into your soul. If you have a grade 2 or greater vanguard with D Robo in its name, set your deck for 1 grade 3 and superior ride. So really, you can jump in front of your opponents with this, so jump in front of them a grade, or really break ride the turn you hit grade 3. It's up to you. I have been testing this deck against my friend. This guy did save me a game. I'll go over that later on, but the starters go Yusha nonetheless. Now for triggers, it is 4 heal. If I can get them, 6 crit. With 4 die battlers. There's another crit there. Pretty much, if he's in the soul, put him into drop, so the vanguard gets 3k. And 6 draws. So, if you know me, 6 crits, 6 draws, my type of thing. Just because that's my only form of defense when it comes to this game. I'm not a very defensive player. But for grade 1s, there's 4 perfect guards. I know there's 1 die shield and 3 diamond dice. However, it's a perfect guard nonetheless. Oh. Now there are 4 die tiger. He's a 10k attack if your vanguard's a D Robo. He helps depending on what playstyle you're gonna go for in this. And there are also 3 Die Brave. Die Brave has a soul effect, and you can put him or her, I don't know the gender, to the drop zone, and it gives your vanguard an effect. If it hits, you counterblast blast. If it hits the vanguard, counterblast 1, draw 1. This does help with the lack of hand DP can have if you're rushing your opponent pretty quick. And also there are 2 Commander L'Oreals. These guys are really expensive. I looked on eBay and they're about 30 quid each, I think. I don't know, but I know when Cosmic Heroes came out, that his price skyrocketed really high. But there's 2 of them nonetheless. Now for grade 2s, there are 2 Die Barrett. Counterblast 1, you put him into the soul. And if you choose your vanguard with D Robo in its name, it gets 4k, and if it hits an opponent's vanguard, it kills one of your opponent's rear guards, which is kind of helpful. I'm thinking about bulking him up to 3 or 4, just because I've not drawn him as I've been playing this deck. There are 4 Kaizards, and I'm actually going to change them at some point. Maybe for the what's its name from the Cosmic Raw set. The one I want to put in it is a once per turn effect. You put a grade 3 from the drop zone into the deck, give your vanguard 4k. I want to run that with this particular build because it will help. But he's there because he's like a mini break ride. And there are 4 Die Lady. Reason for Die Lady, if she hits someone gets 3k. It just depends what I've got in the field. If I've got L'Oreal, I don't really attack with her first. But she's not that bad because she gives stuff an extra 3k. So if my vanguard doesn't hit or something goes when I can kind of counter nod to give off a wee bit of pressure or a bit more. Now for the grade 3s, I'm going to have to warn you, there are proxies for this, but there are 4 Die Kaiser, and we all know what he does. Counter the blast 1 when a DP rides over him, it gets 10k and a crit, and if you reveal a grade 3, you retire one of the guardians. So he is getting a stride. I'm hoping to build the stride, but I think he's about a tenner now. I don't know the prices anymore. I need to. I'll double check, but whatever prices I say, do not take my word for it at all. Now the Zeals are proxies for Super Dayusha. The reason why I've gone with Super Dayusha is 14k or more, he goes critical. Now this is pretty interesting with Die Kaiser, because this means he's a vanguard with 3 crit, and your opponent will probably want to block this, and the fact that they're under the threat of, if I get a grade 3, I break through. So as soon as I hit Super Dayusha, that's when things get really interesting. And for the last of my grade 3s, it is reverse Dayusha. Counter blast 1, lock 2, they lose 10k till the end of the turn. And if Super Dayusha's in the soul, he's 11k base. He's only really around if A, I draw into him, or B, I want to end the game soon. But if I have him and Super Dayusha in my hand, Super Dayusha's usually the one I ride. Mainly because with because after Super Dayusha's broke ride on top of Die Kaiser, it's 20k with 3 crit, with the chance of breaking through perfect guards. Now if I've got Loyal on the field, this gives off a lot more pressure. But because of reverse, Loyal skill becomes useless, because with Loyal you have to rest for. Dark Dayusha locks 2. So that's why I mainly go Super Dayusha over reverse. The only time I go into reverse is that I want to give off a bit more pressure, so then cards like Die Tiger becomes a bit more scary. But oh yeah, I forgot I've got strides. I just went straight on to my grade 3 game, but that is the grade 3 game nonetheless. Now you're gonna have to bear with me with the strides because they're all weird. Nope, that's wrong. But anyway, there are 2 pretty cat, 2 Superman, 2 Superhuman Omega, and 2x Falcon. Omega counter blast 2, soul blast 1, put a rear guard into the soul. Your opponent's front row loses the attack equal to the original. With Pretty Cat Girl, when she hits 34k or greater during the main phase, your opponent loses 5k. X Falcon counter blast 2, ditch 1. When this hits with 45k or greater, choose one of your opponent's riggers and put it face down to the damage zone. X Falcon skill is very tricky to pull off, which is why he's about £1. Mainly because people go, oh god, that for absolute sure. Omega, pressure, Pretty Cat, just a triple drive check to be honest. But yeah, as I said, this deck does have a lot of arc. There will probably be an update video when I've built it like I've got my last 2 Super Dayusha as a double rare, maybe, because a double rare is about £1. Oh, I was thinking about building this into Legion. So Ultimate Dayusha with the other guy, I don't know his name, I'm not a DP expert. But I'm thinking of changing it into that, I'm not too sure, but this is a rough build. And after checking the prices online, for some reason Die Kaiser's a tenner, but as I said with Stride, Commander Loyal's about 30, Dayusha's about 10, for some reason Dayusha is 10. I have no clue why. I mean, good for the minus 10k, but he stops Loyal's skills going off, so it's a bit upsetting. But perfect guards are actually nowadays are only a fiver, which is so much better. Because before trail decks with perfect guards came out, they were a tenner. So whenever I got a deck with perfect guards, the only way I traded the deck was that I checked if they had perfect guards because they were quite hard to come by. Just because they were a tenner each. But now perfect guards are a fiver, which are quite nice. So Vanguard has become a bit more budget. As I said, there are going to be changes in this deck at some point. I don't know when they'll be made, so stay tuned for that at some point. We're hoping to get more videos with fights actually going on, not proper brawls, but with just card fights going about. Just because of lack of, well, because I travel quite a bit, so there's that. And the fact we can never catch each other. But we will try at some point, and I won't be using my phone for those. I might actually find my video camera and actually record them, so I don't have to worry about my phone dying as we speak. Which I don't know if it will enhance the quality or not, because this goes to 360 or 720 IP, even though you can barely see his skill there. What other changes? I am trying to get more decks in. Hopefully by after Christmas I can do another one on maybe Neo Nectars if I build them. I mean, the Neo Nectar deck I'll build will be a budget deck, or the review I do will be a budget deck, so you don't have to worry about it being like really expensive. At the moment it only costs you like 2 trail decks at the moment, and maybe a couple of rares from set 2. I've not really worked it out yet, but once that's built, I'll actually do a deck review on that and maybe a few card fights. What other deck ideas have